Today is the year 1989. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of NBA 2K History Race Simulation. Last episode, the New York Knicks won the NBA championship. They won in 5 against the Dallas Mavericks. James Worthy won Finals MVP. So that's what happened in the last episode. We can take a look at kind of what's happened around the league here. And just look at NBA history. Magic Johnson has won 6 straight MVPs. Last year, the Rookie of the Year was Shaq, right? It was the 92 draft class. The year before that was Lionel Simmons, and then obviously the 2003 draft class entered last episode as well. Past champions, the Lakers had won 3 and 4. James Worthy, though, left after the 87 season, I think. And then his first year in New York, he got to the finals, but lost to his former team. And then he finally won it against the Dallas Mavericks. So that's kind of where we are at. Let's move on to the offseason. By the way, if you guys want to see more of these type of videos and you guys are enjoying it, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. It really helps out the channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys did those 2 things. Gets these videos out there and whatnot, so that more people can see them. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the player retirements here. World B. Free, Julius Erving, Bobby Jones, Artis Gilmore. They all retire. And we do have at least one Hall of Famer. It is Dr. J. 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, won 1 MVP, 9-time All-Star, 1-time champion, All-NBA first team 5 times. And he got his jersey retired by Philly. Historical changes this year. We do have some new expansion teams. The Orlando Magic and the Minnesota Timberwolves are entering the league. Branding changes for the Heat, Hornets, Knicks, Lakers, and Spurs. And then for league meetings, obviously, we'll approve the league expansion. And then here's the league realignment here. So the Heat are now in the Eastern Conference. And then let's head into the NBA Draft Lottery, which I need to spin the wheel to see, right? Or did we already do that? No, I think we already did that. Oh, that's right. It was the what draft class is this? I can't remember who we spun. This is like the, I want to say like is it like 2000? Yeah, this is the 2001 draft class. So, Pau Gasol, Gilbert Arenas, Joe Johnson, Tony Parker's in this, Kwame Brown. Oh, yeah, Kwame Brown. Yep, 2001. So let's go ahead and get to the draft lottery and see who wins it. Let's look at the odds here. The Cavs, everyone has the best odds, or the same odds. Was that accidentally changed? I don't know. It should be a lottery system. Like this might have been accidentally changed. So everyone has the same odds. I don't know how that would have happened. Is this how it was? I don't think so. I think this was accidentally changed. We'll see who wins the lottery, though. Seattle wins it. Houston at 2, the Heat at 3, Magic at 4, Minnesota at 5. So yeah, I don't know. I'll look at that in a bit. And then we'll look at the rosters, by the way, after this offseason, just to, obviously things will change, right? So let's look at the expansion here, and let's get to the expansion draft. With the first overall pick, John Bagley goes to Minnesota. Alton Lister heads to Orlando. Minnesota will have back-to-back picks here. And, I mean, will we get any big names here? Walter Davis? Not really. Yeah, I don't really see. There's P.J. Brown. Yeah, there's not really any big names. No surprise, but that's going to be the expansion draft. And we'll head on to the NBA draft. And with the number 1 overall pick, the 1980 and the 1989 NBA draft, the Seattle Supersonics select Gilbert Arenas. So Gilbert Arenas headed to Seattle. Pau Gasol headed to Houston. Tony Parker to Miami. Joe Johnson to Orlando. Kwame Brown to Minnesota. Jason Richardson to Cleveland. Shane Battier to Milwaukee. And Tyson Chandler to Charlotte. Richard Jefferson to the New Jersey Nets, which he did in real life. Eddie Curry to the Sacramento Kings. And the rest of the draft will look like this, where Zach Randolph heads to Portland. Brian Scalabrine to the Denver Nuggets. Gerald Wallace to Philly. And the Collins, Jason Collins and Jaron Collins will head to Warriors and Indiana. Anything else? Not really. Was there any big second-round picks this year? Probably not. In free agency, Larry Bird returns to Boston. Buck Williams will return to Denver. Terry Cummings will leave Utah. He's on to Miami. Adrian Dantley will stay in Washington. LaMarcus Aldridge resigns in Sacramento. Rondo resigns in New York. So not a lot of movement here. Brandon Roy stays in Atlanta. They were all restricted free agents. So now let's go ahead and spin the wheel to see who will take place in the 1990 NBA draft. And it will be the 2010 NBA draft. So let's go ahead and load that one in. So the 2010 draft has John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Evan Turner, Paul George is entering the league here in the 90s. So we'll see how he does. DeMarcus Cousins might be really good in the 90s. Like John Wall, Cousins, and PG, they might have a lot of success here in the 90s. We'll see. Obviously, it's not really the 90s because there's other players. LeBron's in the league right now, so like it's a little different, but still will be interesting. Let's look at the rosters here. The defending champions with James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Rajon Rondo, who's up to an 89 overall. The LA Lakers with Magic, Byron Scott, Dawkins, they're getting much, much worse. Their time is probably done. Magic is 30, and he has 2 years left on his deal, so could be interesting to see what happens there. Joe Johnson in Orlando. This is one of the new teams, organizations here with Dave Corzine. Lister, it's not a good team, but Joe Johnson looks like he might have a pretty good year. John Barry also on this team, so you never know. The Dallas Mavericks with Mark Aguirre, Orlando Blackman, Derek Harper, Robin Lopez is on that team. The New Jersey Nets with Serge Ibaka. They have Richard Jefferson at 21 years old. Denver with Alex English, who's 35. It's not a good team. This team will end up being pretty bad here over the next few years. Indiana with Chris Bosh, who's up to an 87 overall. They have J.J. Redick and Dennis Scott, Clark Kellogg. Detroit with Bernard King, Randy Foye, LaFonso Ellis. Houston with Russ, Roy Hibbert, Pau Gasol. Houston will be interesting. Like Russ entering his prime, Roy Hibbert, a solid center. Pau Gasol, who's young, will probably play at the 4, I'm assuming. It's an interesting team. San Antonio, obviously, with LeBron, George Gervin, Gallo, and they got John Paxson over there. Phoenix with Shaq, who's 21 years old. Derek Coleman, Michael Sweetney. And then Seattle with Sigma, Kaman, Chambers, Gilbert Arenas on that team. Minnesota, one of the new franchises. They've got John Bagley, and then they drafted Kwame Brown. Clyde Drexler, who's 27. Vat Lever, Michael Thompson on that team. Golden State with Purvis Short, Sleepy Floyd, Barry Carroll. And then the Philadelphia 76ers with Moses Malone, DeAndre Jordan. Cheeks, Anthony Randolph is on that team. That's a name. J.J. Hickson also. The Bucks with Moncrief, Alonzo Mourning, Marcus Johnson. You got David West on that team. Derrick Rose in Washington with Jeff Malone, Adrian Dantley. They have Josh Howard, Sepulosha. Chicago with Andre Bargnani, OJ Mayo, Michael Petras, Kukoc, JJ Barea, Robert Horry, Kiki Vandeweghe, Gary Payton on Cleveland, with Cliff Robinson, Christian Laettner. Got Jason Richardson on that team as well. Boston with Bird, Mikal Parrish, and Dennis Johnson. Pretty much the same team, Danny Ainge. They haven't really added any young guys. The Clippers with Kevin Love, Jim Paxson, Ricky Pierce, PJ Tucker. And then Atlanta with Melo, Wilkins, and Brandon Roy. That's a fun trio, man. That's a really fun trio. Miami with Cummings, Hill, Simmons, Robin Lopez, Tony Parker, Charlotte with Kyle Lowry, Tripucka, LaSalle Thompson, Michael Beasley's on that team. Utah with Isaiah Thomas, Paul Millsap, Steve Blake. They were just in the finals. Dwayne Wade in Sacramento's up to 93 overall. LaMarcus Aldridge, Charles Sprewell, Kyle Korver, Eddie Curry, and then back to New York. So that's the rosters. Let's see what happens here in the 89-90 NBA season. The 89-90 NBA season is over, and LeBron James wins MVP. Nearly 30 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Shooting 50%, 56% from the field, 41% from 3, 78% from the free throw line. So LeBron's starting to dominate. Gilbert Arenas wins Rookie of the Year, 22, 6, and 7. He might go insane in this series. Lionel Simmons wins Sixth Man of the Year. LeBron wins DPOY. Oliver Miller wins Most Improved. Coach of the Year is Jamie Thurman in New York, who won 60 games. All NBA first team got Magic, Russ, LeBron, Melo, and Andre Bargnani. Second team, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, Larry Bird, Chris Bosh, and Shaq. Third team, Clyde, Gilbert Arenas, Kevin Love, James Worthy, and Chris Kaman. All defense first team, you got Clyde, D. Wade, LeBron, Bosh, and Alonzo Mourning. Can you believe those three played together? That is insane. All NBA second team, got Rondo, Magic, Serge Ibaka, Kevin McHale, and Andre Bargnani. All rookie first team, Gilbert Arenas, who we saw his stats, Joe Johnson, averaged 22, 3 and 3 in Orlando. He might have a really nice career in Orlando. Pau Gasol was 16 and 8 in Houston. PJ Brown in Minnesota averaged 14 and 9, and Tony Parker 13 and 7 in Miami. Jason Richardson in Cleveland averaged 12, 4 and 4. Kwame Brown in Minnesota 10.7 boards. So Minnesota, by the way, had 2 first-round picks. They had PJ Brown and Kwame Brown. Not really the greatest draft there when you have 2 picks in that draft class, but whatever. Let's go ahead and look at the NBA standings here. In the Eastern Conference, New York with 60 wins, Atlanta with 52, New Jersey with 49, Indiana with 49. Boston barely made the playoffs with 40 wins. In the West, Phoenix actually had the best record in the league. The Spurs are the 5 seed. They will play Magic Johnson and the LA Lakers. So the new MVP plays the former 6-time MVP. The Clippers with 51 wins, Houston with just 47 wins. And let's head on to the regular season leaders here. LeBron led the league in scoring. Melo was second, Bird was third, Magic was fourth, Clyde was fifth. Kevin Love led the league in rebounds per game. Magic led the league in assists per game with 10.6. LeBron led the league in steals per game and blocks per game. That's why he was the Defensive Player of the Year. On to round 2 of the NBA playoffs. The Lakers, the Bucks, the Celtics, the Cavs, the Pacers, the Supersonics, and the Portland Trailblazers have all been eliminated. So LeBron eliminates the Lakers and Magic in a sweep 3-0. They will play the Phoenix Suns, who have George Hill, Derek Coleman, Shaq. That's right, who averaged 23 and 10. And then the playoffs averaging 26 and 9, 2.2 blocks per game. That will be a very interesting series. LeBron versus Shaq. Both very young. LeBron is 22, and Shaq might be 22 as well. Is that right? Yes. Wow. 2 young superstars facing off in round 1. Houston will be playing the LA Clippers with Russ and Pau Gasol, Roy Hibbert on that team as well. And the Clippers with Wes Matthews, Jim Paxson, Kevin Love, James Edwards. New York with the 1 seed. Once again, they advance. Rondo, Presley Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Boris Diaw coming off the bench. They play the Detroit Pistons with Randy Foye, LaFonso Ellis, Bill Laimbeer. Atlanta is the 2 seed with Doc Rivers, Brandon Roy, Dominique, Carmelo Anthony, and JaVale McGee. They play the New Jersey Nets, who have Pekovic, Nicholas Batum, Griffith, Ibaka, and I believe Richardson was on this team. Richard Jefferson, not Richardson. Richard Jefferson was on this team. On to the conference finals. The New Jersey Nets, the Phoenix Suns get swept by LeBron. Detroit and Houston are both eliminated. So we've got the LA Clippers, Kevin Love, the 90 overall, How old is Kevin Love at this point? 25. Will play the 22-year-old, 96 overall LeBron James in the conference finals. And then in the East, obviously, New York. But they play this young, very talented Atlanta team. I mean, they have a solid big three, man, with Melo, Dominique, who's 30, Brandon Roy, who's 26. Melo's only 22. That's a sweet team. It's a very, very, very good team. Game by game, here we go. The Spurs and the Knicks win in game 1. The Clippers and the Knicks win game 2. Game 3, San Antonio will take a 2-1 lead. New York takes a 3-0 lead. And Atlanta gets a game. The Spurs take a 3-1 lead. And the Atlanta Hawks get eliminated. The LA Clippers will force a game 6. And that will do it. So, for the first time in his young NBA career, LeBron James is on to the NBA Finals in year number 4, right? Yes. Year number 4 for LeBron. Is that just like real life? He made it in 2000 and it was a 7, so 06, 07 year. So 03, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. Yeah. So, and against the team he's on the team that he played against in real life. The San Antonio Spurs. That's pretty cool. But he will have to go through the defending NBA champions who have a very good team. Rondo's an 89 overall. Kendall Gill is an 82. Paul Pressey's an 80. James Worthy's a 94 overall. Ralph Sampson is a 90 overall. This pretty much looks like Cleveland versus San Antonio in real life. This is a tough series. But we'll see what happens. Can LeBron lead them to an NBA title in year number 4? On to game 1. New York is no, this won't be close. Yeesh. A 39-15 first quarter, and they win at 132-96. Worthy had 30 and 9. Rondo with 28, 4 and 15. Ralph Sampson with 26. LeBron with 20 points, 8 boards, 9 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. He played great. George Gervin had 22. Just, yeah, I mean, the Spurs, they're not a good team. I mean, there's a reason why they got the number 1 overall pick 4 years ago. It is closer, though. They have a lead here in game number 2. And the Spurs kind of falling behind here in the 4th. And, yeah, that's going to do it. The Knicks pull away. And with the minute 38, they're up by 11. And the Knicks win it 109-93. Ralph Sampson had 30 and 12. Worthy had 22 and 10. Gill had 20. LeBron with 18, 9, and 11. Again, 3 steals, 3 blocks. He's 22, man. He's 22 with not a good team around him. The fact that they got to the finals is insane. Game 3 in San Antonio. The Spurs take a lead at the half, but it's a big third quarter for the Knicks, and it's a 1-point game here in the 4th. Let's jump in. New York with possession here, 122-121. Rondo will have it out on the right wing. Kind of wasting time here. They're up by 1. Rondo drives, puts up a short jumper, and that's good. Oh my. Rajon Rondo, 8 points, 9 assists. And LeBron will bring it up. LeBron driving left, step back, doesn't like it. Will kick it back out to Jim Paxson. Gets it back to LeBron. LeBron driving left, good defense. And he'll put up a tough... puts it up, and that's no good. Ralph Sampson with the rebound. And Gill will drive and gets fouled. So Gill will head to the free throw line. Kendall Gill with 26 points and 5 assists here in game number 3. Free throw number 1 is good. And free throw number 2 is up and good as well. So 126-121. LeBron will bring it up here. Go at the rim. You have a smaller defender on you. Ralph Sampson's kind of helping out here. LeBron bullies his way in, though, and lays it up. It will be a 3-point game with 42 seconds to go. Got to get a stop here. Worthy with 26 and 15 in this game, by the way. Rondo with this turnover. Paxson with it. Get it to LeBron, guys. Oh, wide open. God knows. Ah! LeBron gets double, kicks it back out to Roberts. Over to Gervin. He'll get a screen. And the mid-range jumper's no good. 19 seconds to go, and the Spurs will have to foul. BSTOW to the free throw line. The first is good. And the second, no good. It's a 4-point game. I guess the Spurs don't have any timeouts here. Paxson will run it up over to LeBron. Back out to Paxson. We're wasting time here. 10, 9, 8. It's a 4. What are we doing? This game, dude. Really? Roberts, corner 3. No good. Rondo with the rebound, and that will do it. No sense of urgency for the San Antonio Spurs. And the New York Knicks win game 3 and will take a 3-0 series lead over LeBron and the San Antonio Spurs. On to game number 4. The Spurs with an early lead, 33-22 after 1. And we'll have an 11-point lead entering the half. And the Spurs looks like they're going to get a win here. They blow out the New York Knicks in game 4, 117-92. Diaw with 25, LeBron with 34, 6 and 6, 5 steals, 7 blocks. He is doing everything for the Spurs. On to game 5. The Spurs with the 1-point lead after 1 at the half. They're down by 1. After 3, they're up by 3. Okay. Can the Spurs make this interesting here? Under 3 minutes, under 2 minutes, and they have an 8-point lead. The San Antonio Spurs will go into game 5 and win 105-96. LeBron with 36, 8 and 7, had 4 blocks, 13 of 19 from the field, 18 for Gallo, and we have a 3-2 series lead for the Knicks going into game 6 in San Antonio. The Knicks with an early lead here, up by 2 after 1. The Spurs, though, they've taken an 8-point lead at the half. After 3, they have a 12-point lead into the 4th quarter. And they're going to blow out the New York Knicks. They're going to win it 131-101. Worthy with 26 and 13. LeBron had 61! What? 61 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 blocks. Oh my goodness. He had 22 free throws, 19 of 26. Oh my Lord. 61. What in the world? That's a record. Remember, no Jordan. That is insane. That's going to tie the record with Elgin Baylor. Wow. 61 points in the NBA Finals, by the way. Unbelievable. So on to game 7. Can LeBron lead a 3 down 0-3? Can he lead an insane comeback here in the 1990 NBA Finals? Down by 7 after 1. Into the half, down by 5. The Spurs need a big second half here. They're down by 5, 79-74, entering quarter number 4. Down to 4:27. The Knicks up by 6. And the Spurs have taken the lead. Just like that. 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. 101-99. The Spurs have a 2-point lead. Let's jump in. The Knicks have the ball. 101-99. Can the San Antonio Spurs be the first team in NBA history to come back from down a 3-0 to win a series? They'd be the first team. Finals, whatever. That's no good. Gallo with the rebound. He gets it out on the break. Gallo driving right. Get it to LeBron. Get it to LeBron. Good. Oh, actually, Gallo. Layup. Good. And it's a 4-point lead. Danilo Gallinari, a huge bucket there. And the Spurs will take a 103-99 lead with 47 seconds to go. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. BSTOW will pass it in. I mean, once the Spurs lost game 3, I mean, we all thought it was over. This is insane. Absolutely insane. 40 seconds to go. Ball out to Pressey. Over to Worthy. Worthy guarded by... Oh, wow. What a move. And Worthy will get to the free throw line. He beat Roberts off the dribble there to the left side, and I think Dorsey ended up having to foul him. James Worthy with 34 points and 3 assists. And he misses the first free throw. That's a massive miss. The second free throw is good. It's a 3-point game with 32 seconds to go. Ball in 2. Paxson over to LeBron. LeBron will get fouled. This game, man. All right. The Knicks will foul LeBron, who has 24 points and 10 rebounds, coming off of, putting up 61. The free throw is good. And the second free throw is good. By the way, I don't know why he's not wearing a headband. I went in the settings and had him wear a headband. Got rid of the sleeves because he didn't wear that early in his career. And he's never worn 2 sleeves, by the way. I don't know why that was the thing. But I put the headband on and it just doesn't show up. 105 to 100. 26 seconds to go. The Spurs and LeBron James is on the doorstep of making NBA history here. The Knicks over to Worthy. Worthy drives, lays it up and in. It will be back to a 3-point game. Roberts will pass it in. And he will get it to Paxson, who will launch it up to LeBron. And LeBron gets fouled. LeBron only shot 76% from the free throw line in the regular season. So we'll see if he can hit both here. The first is good. He did hit 2 earlier in the game. And LeBron hits both of them. So we're back to a 5-point lead. The Knicks got to start hitting threes here. Man, this is insane. LeBron James has absolutely just carried this San Antonio team. Unbelievable. Boris Diaw will pass it in. Gets it to Gill. Gill over to Worthy. Got to start hitting threes here. 10 seconds to go. Out to Worthy. Worthy, shoot it. Oh, my goodness. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And that will do it. The San Antonio Spurs make NBA history. They come back from being down 3-0 in the series to winning 4 straight, including LeBron putting up 61 in Game 6. Were we just bullying a Knick? What was happening there? Unbelievable. I can't believe what just happened. What a start to the video. The San Antonio Spurs were down 3-0, getting blown out in Game 1, losing a heartbreaker in Game 3, and just an unbelievable 4-game stretch. What a horrible, horrible just situation for the Knicks, man. Winning an NBA title last year. They lost the year before that. They're up 3-0. Unbelievable. LeBron James wins his first Finals MVP. Yeah, he better win Finals MVP. He put up 61. What a series. Unbelievable. By the way, LeBron had 28, 10, and 5 in Game 7. 16 for George Gervin. Moore was 16, 14, 5, and 3 for Gallo. By the way, LeBron had 3 blocks and 3 steals. Worthy, he did his best. 37 and 10. 3 assists, 3 steals. Sampson has 17 and 9, but the other guys did not play well like they were in games 1 through 3. I mean, remember, Rondo was playing great. Diaw was playing great. But the San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions, and LeBron James averaged 33, 8, and 7. 3 steals, 3 blocks, shot 60% from the field, 45 from 3, 82 from the free throw line. This might be the greatest year by a single player in NBA history. He won MVP. He averaged 29.8 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 2.2 steals, 2.4 blocks, shot 40% from 3, won Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA first team, gets to the NBA Finals as a 5 seed with a team that nobody thought could win it, was down 3-0, comes back from 3-0, wins the series, including in Game 6, puts up 61, and wins the NBA Finals and wins Finals MVP. Yeah, that's the greatest season in NBA history. That's unbelievable. On to the offseason. Jamal Wilkes retires. Michael Thompson retires. Oh, I was hoping that we'd get Michael Thompson and Klay Thompson in the league together. That would have been awesome. Man, that would have been really cool. I'm still in shock, by the way. Jersey retirements here. Jamal Wilkes gets his jersey retired. Historic changes. Oh, here we go. Weighted lottery. Maybe that was the thing. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. A bunch of team branding too, as we enter the 90s. So we'll go ahead and accept that. Draft lottery here. The Orlando Magic have the best odds with 16%. Minnesota at second. Sacramento at third. The Bullets at fourth. Warriors at fifth. Nuggets at sixth. So let's go ahead and see who wins the lottery here. The Sacramento Kings win the lottery. They will have the #1 overall pick. Orlando at 2. Miami at 3. Minnesota at 4. Washington at 5. Golden State at 6. Denver at 7. Philly at 8. Utah at 9. And Chicago at 10. So on to the 2010 draft class, the 1990 NBA draft. And with the #1 overall pick, the Sacramento Kings select DeMarcus Cousins. So history repeats itself in the past. And with the 2nd overall pick, Orlando selects John Wall. Miami will select Paul George. Minnesota will select Derek Favors. Washington will take Gordon Hayward. Golden State takes Evan Turner. Denver at 7 takes Ish Smith. Hey, NBA champion with the Nuggets. That's cool. Philly will take Greg Monroe. Utah will select Boban Marjanovic, right? I don't know. Boban. Larry Sanders to Chicago. Armand Johnson to Dallas. And let's go ahead and simulate here the rest of the draft. Let's see. Any big names here at the end? Not really. This isn't really actually a heavy draft. Wow, okay. In free agency, and obviously it was that 2003 draft class that were restricted. So LeBron obviously resigns, Dwayne Wade, Melo, they all resign. Drexler resigns, Chris Bosh resigns. But James Worthy leaves New York after blowing a 3-0 lead, and he's headed to Orlando. Orlando's interesting. They are really, really interesting. They signed DeAndre Jordan as well. Oh, okay. I'm curious. Let's look at this. Oh, there was like nobody on the Spurs. Let's look at the Orlando Magic here. Where are they? They have Worthy, DeAndre Jordan, John Wall, and Joe Johnson. Oh, okay. The young guys just aren't good enough, though. And Worthy, by the time they're good, will Worthy be... Like, Worthy might not be good. I don't know. It's a weird timing thing. Reminds me of, like, what Phoenix did, right? Going on and getting Chris Paul when you had 22-year-olds. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel here to see who will replace the 1991 NBA draft class. And it will be... I thought it was going to be 91. The 1993 NBA draft class. So the 1993 draft class has Chris Webber, Penny Hardaway, Mashburn, Byron Russell. It's an interesting... It's a lot of depth here, right? Like some of these teams can add some solid role pieces, like a team like San Antonio, right? Who's spending a lot of money on James Worthy, or not Worthy, LeBron and George Gervin. You know, they can maybe add a role player. It's kind of that type of draft class. Obviously at the top, Chris Webber's great, Penny Hardaway's great. So yeah, we'll see an interesting draft class. The 1990-1991 NBA season is over. LeBron wins another MVP, averaging basically the same numbers. Nearly 30, nearly 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, shot 57% from the field, 45% from 3. John Wall wins Rookie of the Year with Orlando, 21 and 6 per game. Simmons wins Sixth Man of the Year. LeBron wins DPOY again. Tyson Chandler wins Most Improved. And Kirk Christie, with the Atlanta Hawks, win 55 games. Magic, Russ, LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Shaq on the All-NBA First Team. Magic still averaging 29, 10, and 8. Russ averaging 27, 5, and 9. How's Bosh doing? 28, 13, and 3. And Shaq's averaging 24 and 12. All-NBA Second Team here. Gilbert Arenas, 24, 7, and 8. Derrick Rose, 20 and 10. Melo with Atlanta, 24, 6, and 6. Larry Bird and Andre Bargnani. And then All-NBA Third Team got Dwayne Wade, who averaged 19, 5, and 8. Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love, James Worthy, and Alonzo Mourning. All Defensive First Team got Clyde, Rajon Rondo, LeBron, Bosh, and Shaq. All Defensive Second Team got Dwayne Wade, Magic, Buck Williams, Serge Ibaka, and Alonzo Mourning. All Rookie First Team, DeMarcus averaged 16 and 8. Derek Favors averaged 10 and 6. Paul George with Miami averaged 12 and 2. And then there's the second team. On to the standings here. And wow, the Lakers were the 1 seed, 52 wins. The Spurs are the 2 seed, but only won 45 games. The league is pretty well balanced here. Like, not a lot of crazy, win totals, which I guess is a good thing. In the East, same thing, right? Atlanta only 55 wins. I mean, there's more 50-win teams, I guess, in the East. But I don't know. The Knicks won 53 games. How did Orlando do? 41 and 41. They're the 5th seed, and they're still in the West right now. League leaders here. LeBron led the league in scoring again. Magic was 2nd. Bosh was 3rd. Rebounds per game. Bosh led the league in rebounds. Magic led the league in assists. LeBron led the league in steals, and Bosh led the league in blocks per game. LeBron was 2nd, though, in blocks per game. That's why he's winning Defensive Player of the Year. So, San Antonio, the 2 seed. They play against Houston with Russ and Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol up to an 85 overall. This is a pretty good team. I don't know if it's good enough to beat LeBron. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and advance to round number 2. Seattle, Indiana, Denver, Chicago, Detroit, Houston are all eliminated. So, Phoenix beat Seattle. Phoenix, they have George Hill, Derek Coleman, and Shaq. So we'll get Shaq versus LeBron again here in round 2. We got the 2 LA teams facing off with Wes Matthews, Kevin Love versus Magic, Scott Kellogg, Daryl Dawkins, Darrell Arthur's on that team. Atlanta gets past round 1. Brandon Roy is an 83, Dominique's a 90, Melo's up to a 93. They play Cleveland with Gary Payton, Jason Richardson, Christian Laettner, Kiki Vandeweghe. The Knicks play Milwaukee with Rondo, Gill, Nance, Dial, and Rob Sampson. Obviously, James Worthy no longer there. And Milwaukee with DJ Augustine, Sidney Moncrief, Marcus Johnson, Alonzo Mourning is on that team. James Worthy with Orlando, they got swept by the LA Clippers. So on to the conference finals. The New York Knicks are eliminated. The Cleveland Cavaliers are gone. The Phoenix Suns are gone. And the LA Lakers, the 1 seed, LA Lakers are eliminated. The Spurs have gone to the final game in every game, making it to winning the finals and coming back from 3-0 and now going to game 5 and game 7 in round 1 and 2. They're probably exhausted. I don't know if that's really a thing in this game, but man, that's a lot. Got Atlanta versus Milwaukee, San Antonio versus the LA Clippers here in the conference finals. Game 1 goes to San Antonio and Atlanta. Game 2 goes to the Clippers and Milwaukee. Milwaukee takes a 2-1 series lead. San Antonio takes a 2-1 series lead. Now both series at 2 games apiece. The Clippers take a 3-2 series lead. Same with the Bucks. And the San Antonio Spurs have been eliminated. And so have the Atlanta Hawks. Man, I was hoping for a Melo versus LeBron NBA Finals. We don't get it. Both teams are eliminated in the conference finals. That Spurs team just isn't very good. That's what made last year so insane. They should have beat the Clippers, though. These are the starting lineups. Kevin Love onto the NBA Finals for the first time in his career. David West, Alonzo Mourning, Marcus Johnson, Sidney Moncrief, DJ Augustine. I think they're the favorites. I mean, Jim Paxson's an 85. But, yeah, I can't imagine the Clippers winning this series. I feel like I'm kind of disappointed that the Spurs couldn't beat them. But I mean, they're up here in game 1 and entering the fourth quarter. A minute 28 to go. They're up by nearly 20, and that will do it. 109-86. The Clippers win it. 26-11 for Kevin Love. Sidney Moncrief with 22 and 6 and 5. And we'll head on to game number 2. Once again in LA. The Bucks with a 6-point lead after 1. They lost the lead at the half, though. Back and forth we go into the fourth quarter. 2.5 minutes to go. A minute 36. We are still tied here. And 17 seconds ago, the Clippers up 114 to 112. And let's just sim it. Yeah, they'll win it. 114-112. The Clippers will tie up the series 23, 15, and 4 for Kevin Love. Moncrief with 25, 6, and 5. Actually, sorry, not tie it up. The Clippers will take a 2-0 series lead. So on to game 3 in Milwaukee. And the Bucks up by 4 after 1. At the half, they're down by 2. The Clippers taking control here. And the LA Clippers will go up 3-0. 136 to 112. 41, 14, and 7 for Kevin Love. Paxson with 21, 3, and 5. Morning had 36 and 10. But the Clippers up 3-0 here in the... Maybe, okay, I guess they're better than I thought they were. Game 4... The Clippers with the lead here in the second half, a huge third quarter. And I did not realize that we were that far in. The LA Clippers sweep the Milwaukee Bucks. Kevin Love with 30 points, nearly 14 rebounds, 4.5 assists, a steal per game. Shot 48% from the field, 93 from the free throw line, 42 from 3. And Kevin Love is a finals MVP with the LA Clippers. Wow. Okay, looking at the box score from game 4, Kevin Love had 30 and 15. The Clippers won it 107-105. I meant to stop it, but I did not realize that it was moving that fast. Okay, kind of bummed. Wish we would have gone into that game, but hey, the Clippers are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. Player retirements got a bunch here. John Drew, Norm Nixon, James Edwards, Alvin Adams, Michael Cooper, Wayne Cooper. A lot of retirements this year, but no Hall of Famers. Historic changes as I guess we're going to NBA.com now. And uniform changes for the Orlando Magic. No rule changes. And on to the draft lottery. Remember, this is for the 1993 draft, I believe. And Portland with the best odds at getting the number 1 overall pick. And they will win it. So it goes Portland, Dallas, Miami, Utah, Golden State, Philly as the top 6. Boston at 7, Sacramento at 8, Washington at 9, and the New Jersey Nets at 10. On to the 1991 NBA draft, which is the 1993 draft class. And the Portland Trailblazers with the number 1 overall pick select Chris Webber. So Portland gets their superstar, potentially. Penny Hardaway goes to Dallas. Vin Baker heads to Miami. Jamal Mashburn to Utah. Isaiah Ryder to Golden State. Nick Van Exel to Philly. Cheney to Boston. Allen Houston to Sacramento. Rodney Rogers to Washington. Sean Bradley to New Jersey. Brian Russell to Dallas. Sam Cassell to Indiana. And we'll go ahead and sim the rest here. And look at any, let's see. Any big ones here? Irvin Johnson to Seattle. But yeah, not much towards the end here. On to free agency. Isaiah Thomas is still a free agent along with Ralph Sampson. I think we're running into a cap issue. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys do to kind of help the cap? Because the cap is still, I don't know, like these players are making more money, but the cap isn't where it needs to be. I don't know. Teams are struggling to sign guys. So let me know in the comments below how you guys handle that. Russell Westbrook resigns in Houston. Derrick Rose resigns in Washington. Gary Payton will return to Cleveland. Dominique will leave Atlanta, and he's headed to the recent, or whatever, the NBA champion LA Clippers. Kiki Vandeweghe heads to New York. Kevin Love left. What? Well, that's stupid. Kevin Love goes to Charlotte. He's like, I won for LA. I'm headed to Charlotte. What? Alex English stays in Denver. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. I mean, I guess they got Dominique now, but I think Kevin Love is better. He is better. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the new draft class here. Go ahead and spin the wheel, and it will be the 1989 NBA draft, replacing the 92 draft class. We are officially on to the next era, entering the 90s era, which obviously this will be very, very different. The Raptors and Grizzlies will end up joining the league. The G League gets started in 2001. Some rule changes, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, hopefully we can get the cap sorted out. Again, if you guys know like good ideas for the cap, let me know. Sean Kemp is entering the league. Glenn Rice, Tim Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Vlade Divac, BJ Armstrong. So some solid players. We'll see what happens this season. LeBron James wins another MVP, his third straight, I believe. Let me look at his award history here. Obviously, a one-time champion, three-time MVP. Yep, his third straight Finals MVP, five-time All-Star, six-time First-Team All-NBA, five-time Defensive Player of the Year, which we got that spoiled to us. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year again. LeBron, though, 30 points, 10 boards, 8 assists, 2 steals, and nearly 3 blocks. Chris Webber wins Rookie of the Year. Tony Kukoc wins Sixth Man of the Year. DPOY is LeBron again. Brian Scalabrine, Most Improved with Denver. Andre Farmer is the Coach of the Year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Interesting. All NBA first team got Gilbert Arenas, who again, like Gilbert Arenas owns these Sims. 29, 8 and 8. Magic, 26, 6 and 9. LeBron, Melo, averaging 37 a game. Oh my, it's because Dominique left. And then Shaq averaging nearly 29 and 12 per game. Wow. Second team got Russ, Kyle Lowry, averaging 23, 4 and 8 with Charlotte. Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, who's also with Charlotte, 29 and 11 a game. Interesting. Pau Gasol in Houston, averaging 23, 12 and 3. Third team got Dwayne Wade, Jason Richardson, Dominique with the LA Clippers, averaging 26 and 8. Bird and Andre Bargnani. All defensive first team got Clyde, Wade, LeBron, Bosh, and Shaq. All defensive second team got Rondo, Arenas, Buck Williams, Tyrese Thomas, and Pau Gasol. Here's the all-rookie first team, Penny Hardaway, 14 and 5 per game with the Dallas Mavericks. Looking at the NBA standings here, the LA Lakers with the 1 seed, the Spurs with the 2nd seed, Seattle at 3, Portland at 4, Phoenix at 5, Dallas at 6, Sacramento at 8 or 7, Minnesota at 8. In the East, Cleveland won 62 games. Orlando won 59 games. That Orlando team, man. John Wall, Joe Johnson now up to 84, 85 overalls. James Worthy's a 94. Ralph Sampson's a 90. DeAndre Jordan's there. This is a very, very good team. I mean, they should be the favorites. Atlanta's the 6th seed with Brandon Roy. How did Brandon Roy do? Wow, Brandon Roy's kind of been a disappointment. Interesting. Who's on Cleveland? Gary Payton, Jason Richardson, Christian Laettner, James Donaldson. Okay. Man, that team won 62 games? Wow. All right. Interesting. Looking at the league leaders here, Melo led the league in scoring. LeBron with 30 a game. Rebounds per game, Pau Gasol led it. Assists per game, Jose Calderon. LeBron led the league in steals and blocks, tied with Shaq. And we'll head on to round number 2 here in the 1990, what is this? 92 playoffs? I don't know. The Knicks, Cavs, Bucks, Sonics, Kings are all eliminated. The 1-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, I was wondering how they got the 1 seed, but they get eliminated in round 1. We'll have the Lakers and Portland face off, where we got Magic, Scott, Kellogg, and Dawkins versus Fat Lever, Clyde, Chris Webber as a rookie. Roy Hibbert is now in Portland. He left Houston. Interesting. He's been kind of traveling. Zach Randolph is on that. Ooh, this Portland team is kind of interesting. Mario Chalmers on that team as well. San Antonio, I mean, it's really just, LeBron carrying that team. They play Dallas with Mark Aguirre, Derek Harper, Penny Hardaway, Brooke Lopez. You got Miami as the 5 seed with Isaiah Thomas, Terry Cummings, Robin Lopez. Detroit with Randy Foye, Bernard King. Wow, Bernard King's still in the league. Miami with Isaiah Thomas. We already went over that. Orlando with John Wall, Joe Johnson, Worthy, Sampson, and DeAndre Jordan. And Atlanta with Rivers, Roy, Melo, Cliff Evanson, Bill Cartwright. So let's see who moves on to the conference finals. The Detroit Pistons, the San Antonio Spurs, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Portland Trailblazers are eliminated. So the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks face off. I mean, it's LeBron and nobody, really. I mean, Gallo's fine, but George Gervin's old. That San Antonio team kind of fell apart. It was a magical run that they won it, but that's just not a good team. LeBron is by himself. So this will be an interesting conference finals here. LA and Orlando win game 1. Dallas and Orlando win game 2. Game 3, Dallas takes a 2-1 lead. Orlando has a 3-0 lead. Orlando sweeps Miami to make it to the NBA Finals. The LA Lakers take a 3-2 series lead, and they will get to the NBA Finals. So we've got LA versus Orlando. Magic getting back to the NBA Finals. Byron Scott, Clark Kellogg, Sheldon Williams, and Daryl Dawkins. For Orlando, it's a really young team. I mean, this team just got into the league. And their draft luck has been insane. Obviously getting Worthy in free agency. This is a really good team. This is going to be a fun series. On to the Simcast here. Game number 1, LA on the road up by 1. At the half, they will lead it by 9. Orlando trying to come back, but the Lakers with a good end to the third quarter, and they will win it 126-113. Cabellos with 30 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. Magic with 28, 7, and 11. 4 steals, 22 for Scott. Joe Johnson with 23, 22 for Worthy. Ralph Sampson with 20 and 9. Worthy playing his former team, the LA Lakers, for the second time in the NBA Finals. Now on to game number 2. Orlando within the lead after 1, a 9-point lead. At the half, they lead it by 11. Lakers trying to come back here. A big fourth quarter for the Lakers. And down to 53 seconds to go. It's a 6-point game, and that will do it. 115-109. Clark Kellogg with 24. Magic with 23 and 11. Joe Johnson with 22. Worthy with 20 and 10. Ralph Sampson with 20 and 10. John Wall with 14 and 11. And the Orlando... Oh, I got to continue sim here. There we go. Orlando will tie up the series at 1. On to game number 3. And after 1, the Lakers lead it by 5. Lead it by 9 at the half. Orlando came all the way back a big third quarter. The Lakers, though, have taken a 6-point lead here in the fourth. And down to 53 seconds to go, that will do it. The LA Lakers win it 126-116. Magic with 41, 7, and 8. John Wall with 29 and 9. Joe Johnson with 28 and 7. Not enough as the LA Lakers take a 2-1 series lead. On to game number 4. Orlando with an 8-point lead after 1. The Lakers have taken a 3-point lead at the half. An 11-point lead after 3. They have a 5-point lead here. 2 minutes ago, they're up by just 1 now. A minute and a half, they're up by 2. 34 seconds to go, they're up by 4. And that will do it. The LA Lakers have taken a 3-1 series lead. Magic is just dominating. 40 points, 6 boards, 14 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. I mean, goodness gracious. Magic is not done yet. How old is he? 32? Yeah, he's not done. That's for sure. And the Lakers have taken a 3-1 series lead, headed to Game 5 in Orlando. The Magic with a 15-point lead after 1. A 22-point lead at the half. And after 3, still up by 22. And that will do it. They blow out the LA Lakers, win it by 25, 127-102. Magic with 23, 4, and 11. Worthy with 27, 7, and 5. Joe Johnson with 21, 20 for Ralph. John Wall with 18 and 12. And we will head to a game number 6 in LA. Orlando with an early lead, up by 6 after 1. At the half, they will lead it by 4. Into the third quarter, they're up by 10. And now into the fourth, the LA Lakers have come back here but it will not be enough. The Orlando Magic have come back from a 3-1 deficit to force a Game 7. Magic with 29, 8, and 9. Ralph with 27, 14. Joe Johnson with 26, 5, and 6. Wall with 22 and 8. I think Orlando's the better team. It was just they had never, played in the finals. The Lakers, with that veteran group, they were able to come out early and take a 3-1 series lead, but Orlando seemed to figure it out. Can the Orlando Magic be the first team to come back from 3-1 in the NBA Finals? I mean, a team just did it coming back from a 3-0, so I'm not going to be surprised if they can complete it. They are at home too. After one, the Magic up by 9 at the half, up by 9 still. And at the end of the third quarter, they're blowing them out. 103-83, down to a minute 33. It's over. I wanted to stop it. The Orlando Magic are NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. One of the newest additions to the league, one of the newest expansion teams, and they come back from a 3-1 deficit. The baby Magic with James Worthy win the NBA Finals. John Wall is your Finals MVP, averaging 19 and 9 per game at just 21 years old. Wow. It's literally the baby Magic. I mean, they're one of the newest expansion teams. They have John Wall and just the young team, right? I mean, kind of insane. Obviously, you got Worthy and Ralph Sampson. They're older. They're in their 30s, right? But Joe Johnson's 22. Wall is 21. George Hill is 30. DeAndre Jordan is 27. Just a good group. Like a perfect mix. Wow. All right. Well, that would do it for the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That like button if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And comment down below. What are you most excited about seeing here entering the 1990s? And other than that, I will see you guys in the year 1992.